Yes. hmm just looking at what I agreed to in November of 2011, yes. I'm kind of thinking that it was my understanding, yeah, mhm, that when my record was expunged, the protection order would be removed. Yeah. Now, what's really weird, pal, yes, see, Budnick, yes, is I remember signing this. I was sitting there in the court, right outside the courtroom, and the prosecuting attorney walked by, and I didn't look at her. Now, usually I use a capital C, yeah, but this was a little c. hmm And I thought my relatives were making shows on Guam. Now, just considering this, well, I added this little c as an afterthought while I was sitting there. How is Benjamin Graham Budnick, my son? Oh, usually it's a capital C with a period. Now, this was in November 21st of 2011. Yeah, for some reason I didn't date it. I'm usually pretty good at the dating of documents. Yeah. But my right to due process was not enforced when I was on Guam. See, we've learned something about these protection orders. Yes, that there must be notice and opportunity to be heard. Now, I needed this to be able to get my passport. Yeah, so that I could get a plane ticket so I could travel to Washington State on January 7th of 2012. Now, having entered into that diversion, I had completed the 7 hours of parenting classes. Yes, I'd paid all the fines and fees. I was unsupervised personal reconnaissance, and I was allowed to leave the island. Now, there were no additional trial dates. No. And I should continue to perform satisfactorily the period of diversion, which I did, yes. At the end of the diversion, the criminal charges would have been dismissed as they were, and upon the motion of the application of the public defender's office representing me as a defendant, my record was expunged. Now, I did not actually contact my wife or my sons. The problem is the regulating of the court in the state of Washington. Yeah, that actual court order, they didn't have jurisdiction to issue it. See, the law actually says to protect the rights of the respondent, you have to have a proof of service, yes, notice or opportunity to be heard. And serving me in October of 2011, was it? You issued it in August of 2011? Yeah. And then when you arrested me for the allegation of violating it, you reissued it by minute order a week after my wife filed for dissolution of marriage. Now, I was actually found not guilty of any wrongdoing. Yeah. But you kept arresting me. You arrested me for the allegation of violating the restraint provisions in Spring, Washington on December 31st. Yes. And then you arrested me for the allegation of violating restraint provisions in Jefferson County. Yeah. Now, just so you know, when you decided to make me a client of both the psychiatric and the medical community without my consent or without my knowledge, yes, there could be a large amount of betrayal going on. Now, as I provided to you numerous times, yes, my record was actually expunged. Yes, it was. And this happened on the 12th day of 2012, though I was probably still on trial. Yes, I was found not guilty. Now, I just wanted to mention that if you're Catholic, yeah, I'm really suing Catholicism for $100 billion. I want to know every bishop, yes, in the college, yes, that since 1946, their tax exemption has been Well, in many ways, right. Dependent upon the enforcement of this, yes. Hmm. Ooh.